Part 4 of Ancient Greek Philosopher-Scientists. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by 7. Ancient Greek Philosopher-Scientists, a collection of the surviving words reported in ancient sources and translated by various translators. Part 4. Fragments of Empedocles of Agrigentum, translated by William Ellery Leonard in The Fragments of Empedocles. 1. Hear now, Pausanias, son of wise Antaeus. 2. For narrow though thy members' scattered ways of knowing lie, and many a vile surprise, blunt soul and keen desire, and having viewed their little share of life with briefest fates, like smoke they are lifted up and flit away, believing only what each chances on, hither and thither driven, yet they boast the larger vision of the whole and all. But thuswise never shall these things be seen, never be heard by men, nor seized by minds. And thou, since hither now withdrawn apart, shalt learn no more than mortal ken may span. 3. Shelter these teachings in thy own mute breast. 4. But turn thy madness, gods, from tongue of mine, and drain through holy lips the wellspring clear. And many wooed, O white-armed maiden muse, thee I approach, O drive and send to me meek piety's well-reined chariot of song, so far as lawful is men to hear, whose lives are but a day. Nor shall desire to pluck away the flowers of fame and wide report among mankind impel thee on to dare speech beyond holy bound and seat profane upon those topmost pinnacles of truth. But come, by every way of knowing see how each thing is revealed, nor, by having sight, trust sight no more than hearing will bear out. Trust echo in ear, but after tasting tongue, nor check the proof of all thy members ought. Note by all ways each thing is 'tis revealed. 5. Yea, but the base distrust the high and strong, yet know the pledges that our muse will urge, when once her words be sifted through thy soul. 6. And first the fourfold root of all things here, white gleaming Zeus, life-bringing here Dis, and Natis, whose tears bedew mortality. 7. The uncreated elements. 8. More will I tell thee too, there is no birth of all things mortal, nor end in ruinous death, but mingling only and interchange of mixed, there is, and birth is but its name with men. 9. But when in man, wild beast or bird or bush, these elements commingle and arrive, the realm of light, the thoughtless deem it birth, when they depart 'tis doom of death. And though nor this is the law, I too assent to use. 10. Avenging death. 11. Fools, for their thoughts are briefly brooded o'er, whose trust that what is not can e'er become, or at that is can wholly die away. 12. For what is not, what is, can ne'er become, so that what is should e'er be all destroyed. No force can compass, and no ear hath heard, for there 'twill be forever where 'tis set. 13. The all hath neither void nor overflow. 14. But with the all there is no void, so whence could aught of more come nigh? 15. No wise man dreams such folly in his heart, that only whilst we live what men call life, we have our being and take our good and ill, and ere as mortals we compacted be, and when as mortals we loosed apart, we are as nothing. 16. For even as love and hate were strong of yore, they shall have their hereafter, nor I think shall endless age be emptied of these twain. 17. I will report a twofold truth. Now grows the one from many into being, now even from the one disparting come the many. Twofold the birth, twofold the death of things, for now the meeting of the many brings to birth and death, and now whatever grew from out their sundering flies apart and dies, and this long interchange shall never end, whiles into one do all through love unite, whilst two through hate of strife, and in so far is the one will want to grow from many, and the many again spring from primeval scattering of the one. So far have they a birth and mortal date, and in so far as the long interchange ends not, so far forever established gods. Around the circle of the world they move. But come, but hear my words, for knowledge gains make strong thy soul. For as before I spake, naming the utter goal of these my words, I will report a twofold truth. Now grows the one from many into being. Now, even from the one disparting come the many, fire, water, earth, and awful heights of air, and shut from them apart the deadly strife in equipoise, and love within their midst. In all her being in length and breadth the same, behold her now with mind, and sit not there with eyes astonished, For 'tis she inborn, abides established in the limbs of men. Through her they cherish thoughts of love, through her perfect the works of concord, calling her by name Delight or Aphrodite clear. She speeds revolving in the elements, but this no mortal man hath ever learned. Hear now the undelusive course of proof. Behold those elements own equal strength and equal origin. Each rules its task, and unto each its primal mode, and each prevailing conquers with revolving time. And more than these there is no birth nor end, for they were wasted ever and evermore. They were no longer, and the great all were then, how to be plenished, and from what far coast? And how besides might they to ruin come, since nothing lives that empty is of them? No, these are all. And as they course along through one another, now this, now that is born, and so forever down eternity. 18. Love. 19. Firm clasping lovingness. 20. The worldwide warfare of the eternal two, well in the pass of human beings' limbs is shown, whiles into one do they through love unite, and mortal members take the body's form, and life doth flower at the prime, again dissevered by the hates perverse. They wander far and wide and up and down the surf-swept beaches and dreary shores of life, so too with thicket tree and gleaming fish, housed in the crystal walls of waters wide, and so with beasts that couch on mountain slopes, and waterfowls that skim along the blue sea. 21. But come, and to my words foresaid look well. If their wide witness anywhere forgot aught that behooves the elemental forms, behold the sun the warm, the bright diffused, behold the eternal stars forever steeped in liquid heat and glowing radiance. See also the rain, obscure and cold and dark, and how the earth streams forth the green and firm, and all through wrath are split to shapes diverse, and each through love draws near and yearns for each. For from these elements hath budded all that was or is or evermore shall be, all trees and men and women, beasts and birds and fishes, nourished in deep waters, aye, the long-lived gods in honor excellent. For these are all, and as they course along through one another, they take new faces all, by varied mingling and enduring change. 22. For amber sun and earth and heaven and sea is friendly with its every part that springs, far driven and scattered in the mortal world. So too these things are most apt to mix, and like and love by Aphrodite's haste. But hostile chiefly are those things which most from one another differ both in birth and in their mixing, and their moulded forms, unwont to mingle, miserable and lone, after the counsels of their father, hate. 23. And even as artists, men who know their craft, through wits of cunning, paint with streak and hue, bright temple tablets, and will seize in hand the oozy poisons pied and red and gold, mixing harmonious, now more, now less, from which they fashion forms innumerable, peopling a fresh world, with trees and men and women, beasts and birds and fishes nourished in deep waters, aye, and long-lived gods in honors excellent. Just so, and let no guile deceive thy breast, even so the spring of mortal things, lest wise of all the host born visible to man, O guard this knowledge well, for thou hast heard, in this my song, the goddess and her tale. 24. To join together diverse peaks of thought, and not complete one road that has no turn. 25. What must be said, may it be said twice o'er. 26. In turn they conquer as the cycles roll, and wane the one to other still, and wax the one to other in turn by olden fate. For these are all, as they course along through one another, they become both men and multitudinous tribes or hairy beasts, whilst in fair order through love united all, whilst rent asunder by hate of strife, till they, when grown into the one and all, once more go under and succumb. And in so far as is the one still wont to grow from the many, and the many again spring from my primeval scattering of the one, so far have they a birth and mortal date, and in so far as this long exchange ends not, so far forever established gods around the circle of the world they move. 27. Their views are not the swift limbs of the sun, nor there the strength of shaggy earth, nor sea, but in the strong recesses of harmony established firm abides the rounded sphere, exultant in surrounding solitude. 27a. Nor faction nor fight unseemingly in its limbs. 28. The sphere on every side the boundless same, exultant in surrounding solitude. 29. For from its back there swing no branching arms, it hath no feet nor knees alert, nor form or life-producing member, a sphere it was.